Hi, this is Manny, and I'm making a video about the ecosystem. Now, I'm not a biologist, and I've never even studied a book about ecosystems, but I do have the ability to look at this world with common sense using simple 1 plus 1 equals 2 of how this reality actually functions at a basic level. And in this, I'm able to understand the fundamentals of how an ecosystem should work. Obviously, an ecosystem is there because it supports the life forms that are born into that ecosystem. And what's interesting when you look at an ecosystem like the ocean or the jungle, all the life forms that are part of that ecosystem, the plants, the monkeys, the bugs, whatever, they all have a part to play in the ecosystem. They all have a contribution to make to their ecosystem that allows the ecosystem to function effectively to continue to support the life forms that are in it. It's a mutual, equal support relationship where the ecosystem is obviously what is best for all life forms within it, and what is best for the ecosystem is for all the life forms to equally support the ecosystem. So you have this beautiful, harmonious agreement between ecosystem and the life forms within it, where both support each other to continue supporting each other to continue supporting each other, and you have a flourishing support system. Now, let's look at human beings. We are life forms, and we're born into the earth, like fish born into the ocean. There's a cockroach crawling on my wall. But anyway, like fish born into the ocean, into the oceanic ecosystem, human beings, we're born into the earth, into what should be a supportive ecosystem. Agreed? Obviously, that's common sense that we should be born into a supportive ecosystem. That's 1 plus 1 equals 2, isn't it? Now, let's look at the current economic system. Does it look like a functional, effective ecosystem for human beings? Well, let's put it this way. Would we say that the ocean is functioning as an effective ecosystem if fish were born out of water? If the fish were born on dry land and had to somehow find a way to earn their right to get into the ocean? No, they're born into the ocean because they require to be in the ocean to survive. They require certain nutrients. They require a certain environment to survive and flourish as fish in the ocean. The same as like in the jungle or the forest or any other ecosystem. This is the beauty of using common sense and looking at just how things work here. The Earth is giving us a perfect example of what a common sense relationship between the life forms and the environment should be. It should be one of mutual support, where the ecosystem is functioning within what's best for all in it, and the life forms are doing their part to ensure that that ecosystem keeps functioning to support them. Shouldn't our economic system be a functional, effective ecosystem to support us as human beings, as life forms born into this world? Shouldn't our birth into this world be something that's there's no chance that we're born onto the earth as a fish out of water? What is starvation but the equivalent of fish being born onto dry land? And we all know that this is happening. We all know that millions of people are born onto the earth as the equivalent of fish out of water. It's not nature. It's not what the earth intended. It's because we've set up a system according to our collective agreements and ideas of how things should work. It's just that we don't realize that, or we don't acknowledge it just because that's how we've always experienced the world. For generation after generation after generation, we accept it as nature. It's not natural. It's unnatural. It goes against common sense. It goes against what you as creator would, in common sense, set up as a supportive ecosystem if you decided to create some life forms to be existing somewhere. I mean, it's deliberate cruelty to design a system in which it is possible for so many people, the majority of human beings on Earth, to be born into a circumstance, into a situation where they are not in a supportive ecosystem environment, and they have to resort to crime and slaving away for those of us with money to produce the nice things that we buy. They have to resort to crime and prostitution and violence and living in landfills and scavenging and begging just to get by. Come on, that's unacceptable. Don't you agree? Let's support an equality system, an actual, real ecosystem for human beings on the earth. Everyone else is doing it. The fish are doing it. The birds are doing it. The bees are doing it. The jungle dwellers are doing it. The desert dwellers are doing it. They've all got this ecosystem down. Human beings, for some reason, don't have a clue about an ecosystem, even though we have scientists studying the ecosystems of the world. It somehow escaped their attention that we, superior, evolved beings with the ability to think and have all kinds of ideas about stuff, haven't understood the simple basics of an ecosystem and what an ecosystem should consist of. It's a support structure for the life forms born into it. Simple, isn't it? Equal money for all, an equality system. You can't argue with it, can you? Please, and if you would like to, please place your video response. Explain to me, I would really like to know, what is your view on the current economic system? Please explain to me how it is a functional and effective and supportive ecosystem for human beings. I'm waiting. And by the way, stop the mind. Stop the mental alternate reality. See what's happening in matter. The physical. Live a life that matters. Take responsibility for the matters at hand, which is what we are doing in matter with our hands. We are responsible for this world. We are creating it. Our participation either supports abuse to continue or supports a new world of equality, where all are equal as life, and we have a new system as an ecosystem that supports us all to live. Wouldn't that be great? That's what I'd like. Can you really say you wouldn't like that? If you'd like that, please stop the mind, support the Equal Life Foundation, support equal money for all. I am one vote for world equality with equal money for all and an actual ecosystem. Aren't you?